I see everything to empower everyone. It doesn't quite work like that. But even we can have some small victories. In Armenia, I can't even remember when it was, at the beginning of the year, an environmentalist posted a video on YouTube of the head warden of a nature reserve in Armenia actually hunting the animals. And I think only about 500 people saw that on YouTube, but you know what? It was fired. And that's a small victory, but in a country like Armenia, it's actually pretty significant. Recently as well, like literally 2 weeks ago, another video was tweeted, which was one of our wonderful oligarchs decided that he would have fun by sticking a donkey into a cage of lions. And the video was posted on YouTube. It went out on Twitter, somebody went out on Facebook, and it created a huge scandal. The oligarch was forced to actually give a press conference and to say it wasn't me, and I love animals, and I would never do such things, and I look after my lion cubs, and I don't feed them donkeys. So these are small things in very repressive regimes that do have an effect. With regards to what you were saying about in Baku and only one person tweeting, I think this is another example of the power of social media and new media. 1,000-mile journey, they say, starts with a single step. And if you'd asked me a year ago, would I believe that there could be a progressive youth movement in the South Caucasus that would use new and social media to the extent that these guys had, I would have said, I really doubt it. But they did, and they used it incredibly. They set up their network so that when eventually Adnan and Emin were detained, the network was in place for a swift reaction. Of course, the downside of this is it didn't really change anything. It just got exposure to the case, but they're still in prison. But another thing that it did, and this is really what I want to say about how new and social media can empower people. I come from England, but I live in Armenia. Okay? And Armenia is at war with Azerbaijan over a disputed territory. There are very few chances for Armenians and Azerbaijanis to communicate. I can't visit Azerbaijan even on a British passport, and it's problematic for Azerbaijanis to visit Armenia. But land telephone calls are monitored and so on and so forth. But the internet, new media has opened this up incredibly. I can speak unmonitored to friends in Baku via Skype. Via Facebook, I can actually see these people and form a personal relationship with them. And they can do with me as well. Of course, it doesn't meet meeting them physically, but it's very possible sometimes, or very hard at best. Moreover, things like Facebook, other people, like Armenians or Azeris in their case, on Facebook, can see these relationships forming. And it changes their perceptions of the enemy, of the stereotypes that the mass media and the governments of both countries perpetuate. And for me, this has opened up my world in the South Caucasus immensely. This year has been one of the happiest years of my life in the South Caucasus, and it's a pretty miserable place to live. So this is, something really I'm very grateful for new media for. And in April next year, actually, Jacob disappeared, I think, and I wanted to say this to you guys. In April in Tbilisi, there will be a social media for social change conference, where one component of the conference will be the use of new and social media for conflict transformation. And I think this is an incredibly important role that new and social media can play. Especially because traditional methods just don't work in this sense. The war between Armenia and Azerbaijan ended, kind of ended, with a ceasefire signed in 1994, and traditional conflict resolution and conflict transformation methods have not worked at all. And I do believe that new and social media can change that. Of course, there's another issue here as well. We're talking about tools. And recently I gave a presentation to Armenians, Azeris, and Georgians in Georgia. And everyone's excited about new social media. And I'm very excited about new social media. But the one thing that I always stress, it's just a tool. And it should also be used with traditional offline methods as well. It's just a tool, use it when appropriate. I was also asked to kind of keep this short because it's the end. So maybe I'll leave it there and people can ask questions if they want or comment.